I'm Gagan. I'm CEO of Arise IIP. Arise IIP is a developer of industrial zones. It is a company that was born in Africa, and we focus on developing industrial zones. We have currently an industrial zone in Gabon. We are developing one in Benin, and as you know, we inaugurated one in Togo on 6th of June, and we're developing one in Ivory Coast. So unlike most of the companies that develop industrial zones, they typically just focus on developing the infrastructure, which is really developing the roads, water, electricity. We will go beyond the normal industrial zone, and we focus on the entire ecosystem. So our role in the industrial zone is really to do four things. First, build the infrastructure. So we're building all the infrastructure as part of this industrial zone. The industrial zone is spread over 1,000 hectares. The first phase is 140 hectares, which we inaugurated 6th of June. The second role for us is really ensuring that we bring the customers who will come and establish in the industrial zone. So we go and market the industrial zone, bring the customers to come and set up their industry in the industrial zone. That's the second role we play. The third role we play is to ensure that the customers coming in here will have access to the raw material that is required for them to transform. That's the third role we play. So we ensure that they're able to get the soya bean or the the cotton that is required for them to transform. The fourth role that we play is to ensure that all of this is done very sustainably. So for example, this entire industrial zone is going to be powered by renewable sources. Then we ensure that all the raw material that is coming in the industrial zone is traceable, verifiable. That's the fourth role we play. And when you look at the government, they come and play what they call as the regulatory role. So they ensure that all the required legal framework is in place. They ensure that they create a single window clearance where the government approvals can be given to all the investors in a single place. And this partnerships works very well. So one way we play the role of private sector, the government plays the role of the government. Both of us come together to make this work. As IIP is concerned, we are focused on developing ecosystem. And what we do is we don't run global supply chain, but we run actually local supply chain. So what our model is to ensure that raw material produced in a country is transformed within the country. So it's, I would say, local supply chain, not a global supply chain. Once it's produced, the value added, then it goes to export any place in the world. Focus more on the countries that we are operating on, what we are doing there to unlock the full potential of those countries and the raw material that they produce. I'll start with Gabon. For example, Gabon used to export round logs till about 2010. And if you now come to this year, Gabon has moved from 26th largest exporter to second largest exporter of veneer globally. And that has been possible. Why? Because we look at the entire value chain and we say what is going to make them competitive. And now Gabon has started to export plywood, and since there are so many plywood companies, now you have glue manufacturers, and then you have a company that transform plastic waste into packing material, which is used to pack this material. So you also then start creating what I call as entire ecosystem. So typically when we go to any country, our focus is how do you create that ecosystem around a particular industry. Like we did in Gabon in timber, we are doing something similar in cotton in Togo, something similar in cotton in Benin. So that's a little bit about what Arise IIP is and who I am.